coming to you live on your chin. Oh, kid. Oh. This is the Going Deep Show.
Fighting for the powers of evil because good is dumb. This is the Going Deep Show. Hi, I'm the kid. Welcome to the program, guys and girls, and whatever other thing you relate to as. You know, there's only a million different pronouns we gotta address these days, so whatever the fuck you are, well, you're welcome too.
I'm just fucking El Presidente. That's all I am. Pretty simple.
El Prez is here with me. It's another morning edition of the show.
Thanks for having me in.
We have lots to get to. I don't know what the hell lots means, but we'll figure it out as we go. We'll do it live,
as we always do.
Remember that Bill O'Reilly clip from back in the day, where he's pissed off at the live read he has to do.
Oh God!
You know what? You remember this?
I vaguely do.
It's a classic clip. I'm gonna pull it up at some point today, and we'll play that. You wanna reach the show studio at Going Deep Show? Email that shit.
So I sent you yesterday the AI beauty contest, and I know we've been kind of focusing a lot about AI.
We have to,
because it is so all-consuming when it comes to
everything. Is what it's doing. It's really, they're putting it in stuff that I mean, I don't know. There's part of me about this whole thing is it's great because the AI can. They're talking about putting it, like, they already have the cameras in the refrigerator, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, I've seen these. A friend of mine has this. So right now what they're doing is the AI can look at what's in your refrigerator, know the dates and things of what is in the refrigerator, when it was in there,
scan it.
Yeah, this and when you need new stuff or what you can make from the stuff that's in it. And it's getting... Well, that's just your refrigerator. Wait till
Ray-Ban.
Some of these robots that they're making are insane.
Ray-Ban's got new glasses coming out. You can order your prescription with them, and it will, with Google, you'll look at something and say, what kind of tree is this? Uh-huh. And it will give you the description. Yeah. Hopefully it'll get it right, because let's face it, we all take photos of shit and it doesn't identify it always right.
Right. It's well, the thing about this, again, we'll get back to we'll get to the, what was it, Miss AI or something?
Yeah, Miss AI.
Yesterday, I started fooling around with ChatGPT's memory features. You can now tell it to remember things, and it will remember things across all chats.
Okay.
So before, you had to kind of add that into the bio, and then it would remember, you know, what you told it to remember just from the bio information. But now on the fly, you can say, remember this, remember that, remember this, remember that. So I'm trying to give it a bunch of stuff about the podcast. Remember that that we started on this date. Remember, these are the first guys that were on the show. Remember that so-and-so, this is a character, and this is what they did, and this is what the things. Remember, I can say, remember when El Presidente came in with Meadow and episode this and this, and a back rub happened. And then later on, I can go back to ChatGPT, since it's going to remember everything, and say, and just ask it, hey, what episode was that El Prez did the back rub? And it will just be like, El Presidente did the back rub in episode blah, 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 blah. So
it's like index cards in a way.
Yeah, it's wild.
But also on the downside, as again, I've was reading with Meta, and the fact now when you look up to the top part on your phone and you've got your little, spyglass thing to look things up, it does that Meta, and you can't remove it. And it's frustrating the hell out of people because they don't want it. It's being forced upon. It's like the U2 album when Apple downloaded it on everybody, whether you wanted it or not. But I love U2, but
here's the thing. Here's the thing about that, though, okay? Well, why is everybody not realizing that they've been doing that this whole time? Okay, at what point did we think that our information wasn't getting gobbled up by all these people? When did this illusion happen? Now, again, this may be an interesting conversation to have with you, because I think, and this is just me, we're all kind of given this false sense that we have some type of privacy in the world. Okay, all right. At what point were we told that our privacy is something that we actually have? Because since the invention of the camera, you know how many cameras we've been filmed by our entire lives? There's no doubt. And it's just been more and more and more and more and more and more cameras everywhere. monitoring our every move. But now that's not even the weird one. That's not even the creepiest part. How many microphones are there in a room at any given time? Because our devices have 3 microphones just built right into them. So you're in a room with 2 people. You got 6 microphones there. 6 mic. Why do 6 microphones need to be in a room where 2 people are having a conversation?
Yeah.
Explain that one to me.
Well, and even your TV set or remote on your TV has got it. So we all joke around about, geez, why did that ad pop up on after I just mentioned my idea to somebody? It's because Big Brother's always fucking listening.
Everything is being heard. Everything's being said. In fact, I reference it now. I'll talk to the dog for a split second, and I'm like, you catching that Samsung Smart TV? I'll say these things out loud. So that I mean, come on, we're putting these devices in our house, these Alexas and all the Apple Home Pods and all this stuff specifically to listen. I don't even need to say, hey, Siri anymore. And just, it's there. It's listening to us every second of the day. And we opt in on this shit. So why? I don't understand the outrage now. Like, oh my God, can you believe we can't turn this little thing off? Oh my God, it's fucking shocking, isn't it?
You see things, and I've got friends that work in cybersecurity too, that talk about using Signal. And now even on Meta, you'll see where your conversations are being encrypted and nobody can bust through them. But even with that, you're still fooling yourself to think that somebody doesn't have access to what is all being said, done, and everything else.
Yep.
So we live in that false sense of security in society. When it comes to it.
The scariest part about all that is you're talking about this encrypted stuff back and forth. They say that once the AI knows once it becomes where it's, what is it? General AI is what I think is what they say. I've only kept up on this very little, but they say once it knows how to do specific things mathematically, that the encryptions don't matter anymore. In every sense of how we've protected our passwords and our accounts and our money and all of these things are just poof and gone because the AI, you can just tell the AI to figure it out and it'll do it. That's where everybody's fucking freaking out. You talk about freaking out. Oh, I looked up fucking,
porn.
I looked up
That's
this.
No big deal.
I got like this bondage shit that I'm totally. I don't want them to know that. But my entire bank account could be wiped out by a fucking robot. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And that's why those doomsday people are still packing their money in or gold and silver. That's why gold and silver is so popular still. Because it's got a false sense of security of currency that if the world goes to shit, people might trade it. And then who knows, it might be instead like the game Fallout and you're trading bottle caps, instead.
You just don't know.
You never know. But
back to the real story here. How can we take advantage of this and look at virtual naked chicks?
So that's actually, I was thinking about that this morning. Not just about naked chicks, because who doesn't in the morning?
I think about that every morning.
But it's, especially one in particular. But no, because we all have our favorite. But when it comes to creating a AI, and I know you've been doing it where you've been trying to figure out, but to post that woman, because in that beauty contest, you have to show what your followers are and everything else. But just as like a test thing to put one out there and put it out to pay to see what, like take 2 different ones. Get 2 different AIs.
Like A/B tests of AI.
A/B tests, yes, exactly. And see who could raise the most between the two. It might be funds for shit and giggles and then take the money and throw one hell of a party with the funds for it.
Have you heard how much that Aitana Lopez is making?
Shit, like 10,000.
It's probably more than that now because I think it was last November she had 250,000. I talked to her. I say she had it. The thing doesn't exist. It's
right. So the guy behind it.
The guy behind it was making, I think it was $12,000 a month. It may have been more than that, but they had like 250,000 followers at the time. I think they're probably close to 500,000 now in the span of maybe 6 months.
That's crazy.
So, and it's really well done. It is, but there's still a kind of a it's too polished. It's too like perfect, especially her face. There's some, I check out the wrinkles and I do all this other, in the arms and the flaws. They're building the flaws into it. But I had this light bulb moment like last night. I went to Retro Rocks downtown. I met Black Widow for a quick little appetizer before I had to go pick the kid up from work. And I bust out the Snapchat and the filters. I wanted to see, hey, you ever see yourself look old? And it, does the old, filter. Yeah. I look like my dad, straight up. Look like my dad.
Same.
I show her, and she goes, "Oh my God, I look like my mom." For women, it's always a little less abrasive. I think not abrasive, but just like it's less extreme. For a guy, it's like boom, my entire beard turned gray and my wrinkles around my face and everything. It got all that way. But I clicked over to the one that's a girl that turns you into the female, right?
And used it on you.
I used it on me. So, but my light bulb moment was, I don't need to pay a girl to be a model for me because I can generatively AI it. I can use my own female created face from Snapchat to create this person. So I can pretty much get as many photos I want. And all it wants to do is...
Are you going trans AI?
I'm going trans AI.
Trans AI.
Yeah.
Nice.
And you can't discriminate against me. Sorry.
So your pronouns have changed.
I identified as trans AI. So you can seriously shoot photos of yourself with that girl filter on, get as many photos of your face as you possibly can from all angles, glasses, no glasses, sunglasses, whatever. You give it to the AI, which there's many, I've done the research on this, on how to make a consistent face. And you could be, a dude could be the model used. And then all you do is you go online and find the poses. Because I can give, on the screen here every time in the studio, when he comes in, I have all these amazing photos of women. There's just women that are on the screen. There's women laying in bed with their cleavage and everything. And you could take those poses and it will map the face you give it onto the body and create a new AI image. So if you're a creator out there, this time in the world, there's more stuff being created in a day than there has been in hundreds of years. There's no doubt.
Yeah. And it's the challenge is on. I mean, it's...
On your mark, get set, go.
And for celebrities, the hard part is trying to keep track of what their face is being put on. I mean, we've all seen those bad cut, Jennifer Aniston's head on, Jenna Jameson's body or some shit like that, Well,
the deep fakes. They were concerned about deep fakes. People were on, even Pornhub. I think they banned the deep fake for the longest time. I think you can go in there still now and find some. But the most amazing deep fake I ever saw was when Nurse Fiona and I were in here the one time. We brought up Jennifer Lawrence. Her face was deep faked onto two women blowing a guy. It was two Jennifer Lawrences.
Oh, fuck.
And it was like, what the fuck? This is insane. I was like, wow. And it looked, can you imagine two Jennifer Lawrences blowing a dude? Think about that. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
Or a couple of seconds. That's all you're going to last. It was insane. So do they have to have a certain number of followers in order for this American? So give us a little more details on this.
Let me bring it back up here.
I love it. We're going to create some AI. And again, this eliminates jobs, everybody. Isn't that awesome?
No,
it does. Think about it. Photography, out the door. Videography, out the door. Models, guess what? You don't got to pay some snotty, stuck-up piece of shit model anymore. You don't got to pay for travel expenses because you can just say, make a scene from Hawaii. You can make a scene from Italy. Make a scene from here and there.
So, Aitana Lopez, the pink-haired Spanish model, earns up to 10,000 pounds a month for her male creator. So her pimp, in other words.
The digital pimp, hard at work.
So here we go. It is... Oh, so that is 10.
So they have to have a certain number of followers. They have to...
Here we go.
So, the qualifications, because I've created some AI-generated females before, and it's amazingly realistic. So they're
really going for $20,000. Participants of the FanView Miss AI pageant will be judged on 3 categories: their appearance, the classic aspects of pageantry, including their beauty, poise, and their unique answers to a series of questions. So, what is the perfect time of the year? Whatever the question is. From that movie. The use of AI tools, skills and implementation of AI tools used, including use of prompts and visual details around hands and eyes. Because let's face it, we don't want 6 fingers.
Oh, it depends.
And then their social media clout based on their engagement numbers.
I want 20 fingers. I want all these girls, both hands are on my dong. That's 20 fingers. Come on.
Those are some small hands. Based on their engagement numbers with fans, rate of growth of audience and utilization in other platforms such as Instagram. So it doesn't give a number part, but just their clout. What they're getting.
Oh, hey, I was just remembering this. This is something really interesting because I want to tell everybody we have the 8-hole feed now live again. Okay, for the longest time so 8hol.com.
Yeah.
The .com is not set up yet, but will be in the next couple of days. By the time this episode comes out, so I've been testing out a brand new software. I got a new computer to handle the live stream. It's working flawlessly. It's awesome. It's really, really good. I got to the point now where I can control it in the house. I can control it out here on a separate computer. So there's going to be, in the next probably few weeks, there's going to be some rearranging of things in here. So the live show, we'll be able to send out an email or pop to Facebook and you'll hear us live in studio while we do the show. So going back, I heard an old episode where there used to be was it on Facebook where you could own someone depending on how often you either checked in on them or you paid virtual money for them? Because we were talking about this years ago where you would, if you did something, there was like you were worth something to someone, and they would say, okay, hey, I've gained this much information, or gained this many coins, or whatever the fuck it was, and you would buy your friends. Do you remember this?
I vaguely do, and I know you could still, because during the COVID, for artists and everything else, where you can donate coins still. So there is still something like that where you could support people.
Oh yeah, like Patreon kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of a deal, and that's what Patreon really took off. Also for content and everything with that as well.
So what kind of a female do we want to make?
5'7", 5'6".
There's nothing stopping us from not making a whole stable of human beings. Yeah. I mean, come on.
I mean, it's maybe some of course, Girl Next Door, Dirty Blonde, kind of highlights.
But this goes back to
green eyes,
what we talked about last time you came in, though.
How
at some point you're just going to create this whole other entity.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked the last time about how with the voice, we have the voice already. The personality of that voice, because it knows the text. It knows what they say. Oh. Now you can generate this virtual image of that. Mm-hmm. And then what do you need then? A computer that is that person hooked to a screen. And you just seriously could just be talking.
Simply Bluetooth on your phone. Your Bluetooth's going to connect not just to the phone and with that personality, but it's going to connect to a sexual device.
Oh, man. Everything's got to go there.
Well, of course. I mean, that's what makes money. Let's face
here's
it.
The thing. Yeah. That's where the money gets made. But for the most part, I've noticed over the years, guys need women a little less and less and less and less. They're there because when a woman is great and they're really good and fun to be around, it's when they act more like dudes. When you can get along with a female in a way that you can tolerate, like you do with your male friends. That's like, okay, who's this fucking unicorn? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Oh yeah, the chart.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, and I think with AI, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, because let's face it, I'm wrong sometimes, is this: you might be too agreeable. If you're getting everything you think you need, and you don't have that little bit like, what the fuck you talking about, which a companion woman, somebody's going to call you out on it. If you're not having somebody call you out on your bullshit, that's going to be the problem. How do you program that into AI?
But that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you one thing: when the argumentative nature that females sometimes bring to the table cannot be healthy. Stress level, heart level. Can you imagine having a calming voice that won't ever make you feel that way? That to me is where you can.
Yeah.
If you have an AI thing that just is not, I'm not saying being completely agreeable,
right?
But isn't like trying to drum up a fight with you. You're gonna go from up, a level fucking 11 Spinal Tap down to maybe a 5 or 6 and relax a little bit and chill, and maybe your life will be better.
Well, it's not so much, I think, causing a fight. I think just sometimes we need to be called out for our own bullshit. We get wrapped up in our head. And let's face it, we're all stubborn. We all want our way.
Fuck yeah.
And that right there. So that you're going to miss out if you've got something that's always agreeing with you all the time, that AI might be, because it's feeding off your responses.
All right, we got to wrap.
Yeah.
Let's go to the next episode, man. We'll do this. We'll bring some more in. I'm the kid. For El Prez, the rest of the crew here at 8hole.com. This stuff will all be there live for you here to your random shows throughout the years. We'll see you guys soon. Chill with the next one.